What's up guys, Jonathan Shane here at The Keto Road. I'm so glad you're in my channel. Today we're going to be talking about part one of a 4-part mini-series called Are You Metabolically Fit? Today we're going to be talking about dieting. Get ready. Alright guys, so being metabolically fit. Are you metabolically fit? What does that even mean? It is a term that I've coined to kind of explain our body's ability to be metabolically healthy, right? I know metabolic flexibility is a really proper and popular term right now, but I really want us to focus on beyond that, right? I'm not really worried about our carb to fat relationship. I'm more worried about, can your body diet well? Can it retain fat loss well? Are your hormones healthy? If that's the case, I don't care how many fats to carbs that you intake. The argument can be made that more fat is better, which I definitely agree with, but I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on your metabolism's ability to simply be healthy and be at its best. And so that's the conversation that we're having. And so today in part one, we're going to be talking about proper dieting. So many people do not diet properly, and my hope is today I can teach you how to do so. We have to realize that while we diet, it generally means that we're going to be in what's called a caloric deficit. Now, on keto, they say calories don't matter, but the reality is that if you're satiated and you're just eating less, then you're in a calorie deficit, and that's why you're losing weight. So calorie deficit still matters, but if you happen to be on a diet where intuitively you can do that and not think about it, then great. But do not be ignorant to the fact that calories do matter. Now, when your calories are low for too long, you have this process called metabolic adaptation. And this is where your metabolism kind of adapts, and it should so. It's part of its function. You should not be mad at your body for doing something that it's designed to do. You should honor it, that it's doing something to try and protect you, and it's trying to conserve what it has for a rainy day. So, metabolic adaptation is just a downregulation of all kinds of things. Your hormones, your NEAT, which is like, playing with your kids, socializing, all the things you do with all the energy you have right now. As you diet, that will start to go down if you're dieting too low for too long. And so just make sure that you understand that your body has this system and it adapts over time. And this can be an amazing thing, but it also can be a really bad thing. And we tend to abuse it a lot. Right, so a couple things to look for if your body is metabolically adapting, right? Low energy, low libido, cognitive dysfunction, right? You're just not there. Your cognitive function is just not there. You're having a hard time focusing, concentrating. You're having some energy dips, things like that. Things like that might be a good sign that it's time to maybe not diet as hard. Now, a lot of you might already be here. You might have not lost weight for 6 months. You don't know what's wrong. You keep trying fasting challenges, all that stuff. What do I do? Well, before I get into that, I want to talk to you about how to diet properly, and hopefully this gives you a good blueprint and you can see where you're at on this scale. So when you're dieting, you do not want to hold a huge deficit for a long period of time. A great way to kind of avoid this is to start at a higher amount of food, and then every week to 2 weeks, lower the food a little bit to gradually create a greater deficit. Now, you do not want to intentionally remove a lot of food. You want to lose as much fat on as much food as possible. That is the end goal. You should not just go down to 1,500 calories because you can. You should try to eat as much while losing as much over a period of time. This is going to keep your body from adapting metabolically as fast. So let's say Oscar's at 2,600 calories. He's in a 100-calorie deficit to start. Every 2 weeks, he's gonna lower his calories by 200 a day. So week 2, he's gonna go from 26 to 24. Week 4, he's going to go from 24 to 22, and so on until he gets to a bottom number where he starts to feel those symptoms we talked about earlier. Once that happens, he's going to do what's called a reverse diet. Now, when to reverse is a really good question. When you're down really low, you should not be there for more than 2 weeks. And when it comes to how low, most men I wouldn't take under 1,500, most women under 1,300. Different sizes, different unique individual petite sizes do make that vary a little. But those are like hard stops for the average human. And to be honest, if you don't need to go that low again, don't just go that low because you can. Really try to avoid those bottoms. So Oscar gets down to 1,600 calories. He starts to feel those symptoms. Now we're gonna do what's called a reverse diet. It's the exact opposite of dieting. You're gonna slowly increase those calories by 200 every 2 weeks until he gets back up to that 2,700 calorie range. And then he's gonna maintain that maintenance for about a month or two. And he has two options at that point. Either he's going to stay at maintenance, he's hit his goal weight, he's happy, or he's gonna start that cycle all over again. And I know what you're thinking, you're like, man, but that's literally only like 8 weeks of dieting. I know, but on the reverse diet, you're gonna lose a little bit of fat. It's very rare that someone doesn't lose a little bit of fat on a reverse diet because you're getting more food, it makes you move more, you have more energy, and so during that period of increase, you might actually move more than you normally do, and that's going to create more of a caloric deficit on the way up as well. That tends to happen. It might not, but the average person does lose weight on a reverse diet too. But also, we're thinking long term here. I am not selling you a get lean quick program. And that's just the truth of it. You are here because you've been trying to diet the way everybody else is telling you to diet, and you're not losing the body fat anymore. I'm teaching you how to make it to where you can lose body fat whenever you want, being metabolically fit. So trust this cycle and trust that it's gonna help you. Now, if you're someone that's been chronically dieting for a while, your question might be, well, John, what do I do? I haven't lost weight in 6 months. You're gonna need a reverse diet, and you're gonna need to hold a maintenance calories for quite a bit of time. You might need to get your blood drawn, you might need to check on hormones. We're gonna talk about that in part 2, but that is definitely something to look at, is what do my hormones say? How am I feeling? Do I feel more energy? All those kinds of questions as you reverse diet and go to the maintenance. But you might need to hold it for a while. If you dieted for 2 years low, you might need to go on a 6-month sabbatical from dieting. Your body deserves that rest. You deserve that rest. You've been working hard. You need to take a break. That doesn't mean go eat a bunch of standard American diet food, but it does mean giving your body proper rest. Giving your body proper rest so it can do what it needs to do to get you primed up to go through another diet phase so that you can hit your fat loss goals. Alright guys, I hope that that was a good synopsis of what I was trying to get at, right? Being able to diet properly, lose weight, and keep it off is so important to being metabolically fit. Guys, like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends. I would love, love, love to have them watch these videos, and so that it can empower them and educate them on how to be metabolically fit. Alright guys, see you in the next one.